All right, let's get back to the top five, Lane. We're going to go with number 5, Oak Park. What's the scoop?
Oak Park lost a bevy of seniors, right? They're senior heavy last year.
That's all their captains, right? They were
right?
Captain by committee?
12 captains, served them well for a while. And then I think that ship is past. I think 5 spot is where they're at right now.
Okay. I don't know how the ship can continue to sail without that.
You replace a Brendan Egan, sophomore or junior midi. I think he reclassified. Kid's going to Bucknell, big, strong midi. He'll help the cause. Owen Consoletti, his brother, plays at UMass. He'll help the cause. Tarek is coach. They'll be just fine.
All right. We're going to stay with the Northern LA band for number 4, Thousand Oaks. What do they got going? Another Northern LA team, Thousand Oaks at 4. What do we know about them?
A ton of talent on that roster. Great youth program. They're continuing to get better every year. They have a wealth of talent. I think their youth league is starting to pick up because they have a ton of kids that can play. They have 2 goalies that can play at any level, CJ Ortiz and Cam Moore. Jake Alright, the defenseman, he's a beast. Nick Algar, reigning MVP of the league, and Zach Byington, speed demon. So they got enough kids to fill some holes over there.
So Thousand Oaks at number 4 looks pretty solid.
That's fair.
Moving over to number 3 as we get into the elite territory, Westlake. What's the scoop on those guys?
Westlake has a kid going to Carolina. That kid Kuchia decommitted from I think BU and now is going to UNC. That kid's the real deal.
And what position?
I think he'll play midi, he'll play attack, he'll play both. Play all over. The kid's an animal going to Carolina. I mean, not too many LA kids going to Carolina, so I think that kid will take over games. Christian Ahn, defenseman all over the field, and Connor O'Brien, smart kid. I believe he's going to Harvard. I could be wrong, but definitely Harvard worthy. And they also have Matt Kilkenny in the goal, a sophomore goalie, and the kid has impressed me this center.
I know you're impressed with the number of goalies. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Loyola at number 2. Give us a profile.
Loyola's good. We know they're good. Whether or not they can put it together, that's the big thing. They're 1 year older, so I think they're mostly sophomores and juniors this year. Talent all over. Sean Smith, Emmett Riley, Ryder Moore, Harrison Mack, Nick Muller, Tommy Riley. I know I'm forgetting others, but just spouting those kids off the top of my head, they got a ton of kids all over the field. And, drum roll please, coming in at number 1, which is actually the first time in the preseason for number 1 in a couple of years, Palos Verdes. In 20 seconds or less, tell me what they've got, because I know it's a lot. The team's absolutely loaded this year from top to bottom. There's kids that are on their bench that would start on some of these top 10 teams. I can name 10 kids that are all going next level.
So we'll cut you off when you get past 10 players. How's that?
Here we go. No-brainer, Palos Verdes. If you come within 5 goals of them, I think you've done your job. They have 3 goalies that can play at any program. D. McCann, he's going to Duke. Connor Jongawad is going to go somewhere. And they have a freshman, J.J. Berry, who can start in most programs. Their back line goes Jared Jones, Georgetown, Shane Sharp's going to Lafayette, and the third defenseman we don't know about yet, maybe Graham Walker, who runs like 6'3", 220, or Matt Nagy, who's a stud as well. That's their backbone. Wow. Then you have Rizal Smith, Pete Hinkhouse, Stanton Gilbertson at the midfield, Aiden Wesley, Mikey Booth. That team is loaded.
We got to revive our producer. He just fell out of his chair here in that lineup. Yep. So yeah,
they got some players to say the least. Jimmy Burrell will have them going. He's a lucky man.
All right, so rather than go out on a limb and predict the CIF, this, obviously Palos Verdes has a great pedigree, a lot of great teams. Sure. How does this team stack up against the Zach Fix and Zach Hinkhouse team, the team you had way back in like
6 or 7.
Yeah, exactly. Or the 2010 team that had all those seniors. Where do these guys rank?
I did not have 5 guys going Division I. There's at least 5 kids on this team that go Division I. There's probably more. Not that that's a telltale sign. I think the telltale sign is their depth. They have so many kids of level. Their JV team would beat most of the teams in the league this year.
So Jimmy Burrell, the die is cast. I mean, the feeling here is you've got all the talent you need. All you got to do is coach them up, buddy. So it's the kids to succeed, or it's yours if you fail, right?
That's right. Tabs and hair and all.
During the break, our LaxRatz switchboard was absolutely lighting up. One of the calls that we took was Coach Lindsay at Agura, and his question was, Lane, did you misspell Agura or just forget about it? So are they a bubble team, and if so, what's the story there?
Completely on the bubble. Coach Lindsay, a good friend of mine, nothing but respect for him and his program. They just have to prove themselves against other teams. I think last year, it took them a while to get their team going. I think they went close to 500. They got a couple kids back. They lost Fighchins. They got Jonas Swigert back. I know they have other kids that I'm not naming that I don't know of. But right now, Coach Lindsay on the bubble.
While we're on the subject of bubble teams, who else would you put on the bubble?
Oaks Christian, they lost a lot of seniors as well, but they do a pretty good job of reloading. It's an athletic school. I like what their coach is doing over there, so I think they should be all right.
And scribbled here at the bottom, Dad actually mentioned them since he used to work there, but what about Redondo?
Redondo lost too much. You know, they have Josh Williamson coming back, the kid has a cannon with the left hand, Preston Facher all over the field. Just not enough kids, not enough depth. I don't think those two players are going to be able to take them through the whole season like they did last year.
All right. So that's going to be a wrap for LaxRatz this week. Again, Lane Jaffe, the Chief. I'm Drew Rogers, the Chopper. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Give us a ping on the website. Let us know what you think because we want to include that. And if you've got top 10 plays, send them to us and we will review them and put them up. Sound like a wrap?
That's perfect, Drew. Thanks.
See you next time.